Okay, folks, I just got a notice that the way I do YouTube is going away soon. Oy, oy, oy. So we're going to have to figure out a new way to get Larry on air with us. I am getting ready to call him. I had to change my setup. He wasn't going to be with us, and now he is. And I don't see, that's weird. I don't see Nichols live. There it is. There's the show. So, let me turn down my volume so I can watch the chat. Sorry about that. All right, I'm going to call him in just a minute. Folks, Larry has started something new that promises to be incredible for his body and his lungs. When I first met him, he had lung cancer. There are no more tumors in his lungs. He's dealing with a condition like COPD. He has shrapnel in his body that causes extreme pain. He's in a lot of pain right now. You will hear it in his voice. You'll hear how weak he is. We need somebody who knows somebody who could afford to keep Larry going until he gets his second treatment. Things will improve dramatically after the second treatment. Oh, his lung had collapsed. And after his first treatment, within 24 hours, his lung was functioning again. They thought that the collapse, they couldn't reinflate it. They thought it was going to kill him. And it didn't. This is a guy who just fights back from everything. He has information that he needs to deal with. I have no clue what it is, folks. He doesn't tell me, and it's safer that I not know, and it's safer that we all not know. And it's safer for him that nobody knows. I have no idea what's going on, but I know it's big. And I don't want to put his life in danger by saying, anything more, because I don't know what's going on. I just know that, he's continuing to do what he has always done to try and deal with the corruption in Washington and to help bring about the justice that we're all waiting for. So I'm going to call him right now, and you will hear in his voice, I'm sure. I haven't talked to him today, folks, so don't. I haven't spoken with him. I got a short text that he was too sick to do anything, and then he texted back and said he didn't want me doing this by myself. He wanted to be on with us. So I'm calling him now, and we'll talk to him in just a minute. It's ringing. So just hold on. Hey, you're live, Larry.
Hello, everybody. What's today's date?
Today is Wednesday, June 19th.
Okay. All right, folks. I want to apologize today. I'm not in any shape too much. I haven't been able to get the medicine I need today. And I can't continue on unless I do. But it wouldn't be fair to have Mary Ellen come home for me. I don't want to let her do that and back again. So what I want to do, in case I can't be coming back home, I want to tell you a summary of where we are and what's coming. And you can document it and keep it, have it as a reference. Last night, President Trump had his opening rally for his campaign. I was very excited when I finally got to see it. It was a great opening for a campaign. There were some 20,000 people in there. beach was dark and nothing had changed. And they repeatedly stated that he could not possibly win based off the latest polling. From this day forward, there will not be a poll conducted by anybody, even people that you choose to maybe think might be fair, that will show Trump winning. It won't happen. But if it does, they will call it an outlier, and it will go against all the combination of all the other polls, so therefore it cannot be credible. President Trump, in listing the things that he did, his successes, which they are, he runs on 3.5% GDP, which is great. I ask y'all to think about this. How many people in America know what GDP means? How many people in America that are going to vote understand what that means to them? When he talked about the lowest unemployment rates, how many Americans are in a position where they already have a job? They don't care about unemployment. They don't care at all. It means nothing to them, and I'm sorry about roses. Somebody's outside. They don't care about unemployment at all. But that job means nothing to them. And to the people that are unemployed, they're not going to believe the great unemployment numbers. Ellen talked for a minute. I've got to get her quiet down. I can't.
Yeah, you can't yell over that. Yeah. Folks, can you imagine Trump, all the wonderful things that Trump has accomplished? Biden's already saying that he is reaping the benefit of what Obama did, except Obama said there was no way any of these jobs were coming back. And, Biden's saying, hey, you're just running off Obama's coattails that Trump is. That's not true. Trump has made a tremendous difference. But who is going to really acknowledge what has happened? Like Larry said, if somebody's unemployed, they're not going to believe the great employment numbers because it hasn't helped them yet. Okay, go ahead, Larry.
I'm back. But this is not doing the move. This is just the truth. Just the truth. And so I leave you with one other thing. You may not believe it, but I've told you over and over it's going to happen, and it will. In the campaign, when political views that may have in some, but there have got to be people you associate with that are reasonably of the same political persuasion you are. You touch people in the soft face every day you touch them. It's your job. Tell them the things you have learned here. That's your job. I'll give you everything I've got. I don't have anything to sell today. I've got nothing to pawn. And carry on that you don't. It's thanks to you people that have given way too much. Sorry. That's the future. Victory's at hand. It is. But you must tell people what's coming. You must tell your soft-faced friends now. Tell them now that there will not be a poll showing President Trump possibly winning. Tell them now. Tell them now that the mainstream media is going to lie to their audiences about the accomplishments he's made. And above all else, tell them this election depends on them, each and every one of them. Soft-faced people have a tendency not to vote if they get disappointed, if they think the polls are so bad and they believe only that they think Trump has no chance, they won't go vote. Why does it make any difference? Also, if they think polls won't, which is President Trump's going to win that now, they won't go vote because they don't think their vote's needed. Make them understand. Make them understand. Make them understand also that if this time they don't vote, they can vote. There's everybody that's going to be in this game, selection 2020. If you're for Trump, if you're for this country, stay in a representative power. That's what you believe in. And you got to vote. And if you don't vote, then you did vote for the other side.
Yes, sir. All right, folks.
I could use your help, folks, today. But we don't have much luck asking, so.
All right, Larry, stop there. I'm going to take over. Thank you. God bless you, and we'll do the best we can right now. Folks, I want you to hit the like button. I want to make sure that you are subscribed and you hit the bell so you get notifications. I want you to share this video anywhere and everywhere you can on social media. Social media platforms are soon going away, will not be available to us. Here I get this notice that Google Hangouts that we use here for this programming is going to change and go away, and I'm going to have to find some other way to continue to be on YouTube, so I'm going to have to figure that out. I don't know how soon it's happening. If you have never received an email from me on Larry's behalf, make sure you send a text message with your email and name to 240-499-6729. Email we will still have access to at least for a while. So we need to be able to do that. I know MailChimp is paying attention and monitoring, and I have to be careful there what I say. I have other ways that I can use my school email that I can, it takes longer, but I can do it. Make sure I have your contact information. Larry's PayPal is nicholslive@aol.com. nicholslive@aol.com. Now, a link to that is on the website, nicholslive.com. The text message information is also on the website. If you cannot do PayPal or you don't do PayPal, there's something wrong and it won't go through, then send a text message to 240-499-6729. Don't call that number. It doesn't work inside the house. We just don't, we only have one cell tower and it's too far away to be much use to me. So you send a text message that does go through, 240-499-6729. I will help you figure out a way to donate. We need some people who can step up with a couple $1,000s to keep Larry going. The treatment he's getting is making an amazing difference. Okay, Larry hung up. The treatment he's getting is making an amazing difference, but he has to continue his regular routine treatment that he's been getting for the last couple of years. He needs to get, the pain meds and the nutritional things that he gets. They mix a bunch of stuff together and give it to him. And that's how he gets a lot of his nourishment. It's his supplements. It's his pain medication. It's something that, I don't know I don't know what else it includes. I don't ask. It's none of my business. His medical situation is his privacy. But ever since I have known him, he has been doing different kinds of clinical trials. When we can't get him enough money for the supplemental things he's supposed to do, he's had to drop out. He has far exceeded, he's been an outlier on all the clinical trials that he's been part of, because his will to live is so incredibly strong, because he cares about this country and he cares about us. And he is doing everything he can to fight for us, to help the people that are willing to take some advice from him. One of the things that he noticed is the formula for elections for decades has been 40-40-20. 40 are staunchly Republican, 40 are staunchly Democrat. You're not going to change their mind. And the 20% in the middle was what needed to be swayed one way or the other. It's not that way this time. This time it's 50-50. And of the 50-50, 40% are staunch and the 60% is the soft base. So the Democrats have a 60% soft base that they're giving all these sweeteners to get their soft base to come out and vote. There were tricks that Larry used to do back in the day to stop millennials from going and voting. Well, we've got a problem right now because they're really getting very much involved in activism, and the whole situation has changed. And so they're for socialism. That's really scary. So I think of AOC and her talking about how what's happening at the border is equal to concentration camps and the Holocaust. I heard a Jewish man who lost family. He was on Facebook today talking about how in the world can she say something like that? Because, and then he described what had happened to his family. That's what happens in the Holocaust. These people coming across the border are being housed. They are not being taken straight into a gas chamber naked. They are not being worked to death. They are not being starved. They're being fed. And so but this is the kind of lying that they are going to do. And the millennials, because she's pretty, because she's young, because she's outspoken, they don't get the truth. And so they're going to believe her because they weren't told the truth about what happened during World War II and how heinous it was. So we've got work to do. And with the information that whatever it is that Larry is trying to work on, he needs to stay in the fight. And the suffering that he has done, you can read about it in 28 Years to Nowhere. You can order the book online. You can send a text to 240-499-6729 and get the book. That's his autobiography, 28 Years to Nowhere. And read about what he's done in the past. And then, decide if you think this is somebody that needs to be supported because of what he can do to stop the impeachment. He's the one that got Bill Clinton impeached. They had the votes to win in the trial to throw him out of office. And at the last minute, one of the senators from Pennsylvania, I believe, his wife was given a nice big six-figure job. And so, I mean, we're talking 30 years ago, big six-figure job. And so he didn't vote. He withheld his vote. And Al Gore was called in to vote. And if he had voted Clinton out, he would have been president. Instead, he voted to let Clinton stay because Clinton said that he would support Al Gore for the next election, and then he didn't support Gore. So these are the dirty dealings of politics, and Larry knows them very well because of the things he did, and he has, turned against them. He's the only person, to my knowledge, that worked with the Clintons and has turned against them and has lived to tell the truth and help us know what's really going on. So if there is any way you can dig deep and do anything to help, please do. Once again, his PayPal account is nicholslive@aol.com. If you don't know how to use PayPal, but you are willing to try it, then send a text message and I'll stay on the phone with you and help walk you through how to get it set up if you have access to a computer. Thank you, folks. That's all we're going to do today. And God bless you. Please spread the word. Let's do our job to help. And whatever you can do to help Larry, let's just pray for another miracle today. God bless. Bye.